Excuse me for a second. I gotta get my libations right quick. I'm gonna get started. All right. Now, um, let me talk about this continuation about the saga of Barack and Michelle. This is part two, and I talked about this for the last a few days. Actually, I talked about it last week. Now, Barack and Michelle. All right. Part two, the inauguration. Now, the inaugural, all right, was of the 47th president of the United States, Donald, Donald J. Donald J. Trump, in his second term. All right. Obama, when he called his name out, of course he come out there. He come out there by himself, getting booed. Now, I'm not going to boo the guy. I have a lot of issues with Barack on several of them. The Flint stunt, the water stunt in Flint was the worst thing I think he's ever done. That alone was the reason why I really turned on him. He disrespected the people of Flint as a result, and as a result of him disrespecting the people of Flint with the water stunt, talking about the water was fine, knowing he wasn't drinking no actual Flint water. I left him alone. Leave him hang to dry. But I don't think I would have booed him. But I definitely don't have the respect that I had once had for him. Neither do I have that respect for Michelle. And of course, you know I'm gonna talk about Michelle because Michelle, just like she did with Jimmy Carter's funeral, she did the same thing for the inaugural. Now, mind you, a lot of people that don't like Trump. All right, but a lot of people who didn't like Trump was there at the inaugural. Okay, including the likes of Nancy Pelosi and Hillary Clinton. Okay, who he trashed. All right, he completely trashed her. That's a known fact. Yet she was there. She was definitely there. All right. Now, um, Michelle Obama. It's not about whether you have to be there or don't have to be there. That's not even the point. The point of the whole thing is you being there as a result because of your husband was there. All right. You being there out of respect for your husband. It has nothing to do with Trump. Okay. You disrespected Barack. All right. Trump could care less. But you disrespected Barack. You were the first black first lady ever in this country. Next to the first black president ever of this country. I know some of y'all gonna say half black. No, he's black. His father was black. He's black. Let's be real. All right. Stop with the BS about he wasn't black. No, he was black. But for her to sit there and got all of her fame and all of her fortune through Barack because of his presidency, to dislike that is complete BS. And I'm gonna say it again. To sit there and disrespect him like that by being no show at both uh, former President Carter's funeral and Trump's inaugural is complete BS. It's complete bull, folks. I'm sorry, it is. You know, and I'm sorry with these lame ass excuses about, oh well, she got other things to do. You don't know what happened to her. No, we know exactly what happened to her. It was reported by our own people. Our own people reported on multiple media sites. Quote: She had scheduling conflicts and she was on vacation in Hawaii. It wasn't like she couldn't fly out to Carter's funeral, from Hawaii and then go back. It wasn't like she couldn't do that. She had plenty of time. All right, don't nobody want to hear that BS. It just pissed me off, and I'm still pissed off about that. And I know somebody told me that. Well, nobody cares about if she was there or not. It's not the point about it where everybody care about whether she was there or not. It's the point she wasn't there for her husband. People fail to realize that you wasn't there for your husband. Let's be real. You wasn't there for your husband, and that's the facts. You weren't there to be there for your husband at a prominent function based on who you were. Well, I'm no longer the first lady. That don't mean you stop being known for being the first lady because you're no longer there. That's cap. This fool, y'all fools do nothing on hard drive. They really don't. Nope. I'm a creep like I don't know what. Yeah. What about it? These folks here. I tell you, it's just it's totally ridiculous, man. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? These folks, man. Like I said, it ain't the point about uh, Trump. All right, she make it about Trump. All right, it ain't the point about Trump. People need to miss that crap. It's not even about Trump. hmm Somebody been behind me got butt hurt because I was already in front of them, and they wanted to cut me off, and they couldn't. But my point of it is, it's not about Trump. It's not about anybody else but Barack. Barack is the man you're married to, and you acquired your fame as first lady because of him. People don't understand that. That's how dumb these people are. That's how dumb these people are on these. That's how dumb she is. I mean, I ain't gonna say her per se, but that's how dumb people are. You think that your fame was because of your own intellect, and it wasn't about your intellect. We know you're not a dumb woman. We know you're a very smart person. This is what we know for a fact. All right, but your fame, all right, came from Barack. All right, you selling books came from Barack. You're getting the deal from Netflix came from Barack. You're being the first lady came from Barack. you know, you weren't a political. You weren't in politics. He was okay for several years. All right, he was a politician for over 10 years. This was a guy who was a Rhodes Scholar. All right, and was at Harvard, I believe. And you can't sit there and think, oh, now I'm no longer first lady. I just do what I want to do. Okay. Now, granted, you're no longer in public office, but you're still a public figure. You know, my thing is you're a public figure, and you being a public figure, and your husband's still a well-known former president and politician in his own right. That means you need to carry your weight. You need to carry your own weight. You need to carry your weight in this thing called politics. Mashiach, like, oh, I'm just somebody who out there was married to this guy with money. You're ghetto. You're bougie. You're ghetto bougie, Michelle. That's what you really are. You're ghetto bougie. Thinking your butts don't stink. But it does. Smell just like everybody else's. PU. You know? I mean, seriously, I'm just appalled by the fact that this woman allowed this man, and several people said this. I seen it too. I saw the video. He looked so down. You know, he didn't look like this slightly joyful self. He didn't. He really didn't. And for her not to be there is a travesty. But I guess it was okay to be there as long as he was president, as long as he had the fame and fortune. You know, he still has the fame. He still has the fortune. He's just not prominently there like he was before because he's no longer president. But because he's not sitting on top of the heap, oh, you just think, oh, I don't need to be bothered with him no more. I do my own thing. I can write my own check. Your check was based on his. People talking about, well, she didn't get paid as first lady. Why was she supposed to get paid first lady if her husband was getting paid as the president? That is so dumb to me. Some of y'all women out here don't understand a damn thing. You don't understand nothing. You know, you don't understand nothing. That's how bright some of y'all are. You're not that bright. Really. But she could do what she wanted to do. She her own woman. I haven't even talked to my mother about it. I was going to talk to her about it yesterday when I called her. Maybe try to call her there and ask her what she think about it. I know she ain't going to say nothing. Because I know the first thing she's going to say, well, she her own woman. No, 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 no. Uh-uh. She her own woman because of Barack. You know, that's what it is. She wasn't exactly her own woman before. Now, all of a sudden, because she got a little fame and fortune because of her husband. She's her own woman. Miss me with that cap. I'm sick of that, man. I say, you didn't take the scrutiny that he did. Well, actually, she kind of did because they was bashing her too, calling her Michael and all that. I think that was wrong. Although I will say that it's wrong. She does have some masculine energy about her. She showed that last year. See how she was dressing with the two-piece pantsuit out there? Yeah. hmm Like she was as important as Barack. It's just, you know, some of y'all women need to come off all your high horses. Just because you got a position in a good position, in a very high position in some cases, don't mean you better than any man. It don't. It does not. You're still a woman. Regardless of how much of a high position you got, at the end of the day, you're still a woman. You're still anatomically a woman. I'm not bashing uh, LGBTQ, but for those who represent themselves as a woman, you're still a woman. Okay? At the end of the day, I don't, you know, I just, I lost respect for her. And my wife even lost respect for her just because they said Michelle Obama, when she was doing those speaking engagements at these different uh, venues and stuff, they said she was charged an absorbent amount of money for it. And they said the her engagements that she did was based on what she talked about in the book. That's another whole story. Okay, I can't read that. Ain't about to. But nevertheless, like I said, my respect is just I don't have the same respect for Obama as I once did. I really don't. But and what really stings me even more is the fact that Barack, okay, no joke, Barack has a lot of respect for Michelle, but the same woman that he had respect for is the same woman that said publicly, for 10 years I couldn't even stand this guy. She said that. Now maybe because he's a bore or something, I don't know. But even if he was, why the hell would you tell anybody that publicly? It ain't nobody's business about how you feel about him like that. You know? Why do I need to know that you couldn't stand him for 10 years? Not because that surprised me, you know. But why would you need to tell people, for that, I couldn't stand him and blah, 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 and all this other stuff. And she referred to herself as a single mother at one time. Yeah, she said that. hmm Yes, she did. I don't think not only does she not have any respect for Obama, I don't think she has respect for black men, period. And she was raised by a black man. Okay? Brother was a black man. Noted black man, college basketball coach. I forgot his name though, but I do remember him coaching. I think it was Arizona or one of those. Arkansas, one of them. I think it was Arkansas or Arizona. He coached one of those basketball teams. I don't remember which one. Dude, you need to slow down right now before I get smashed between you and this truck, and you going to do it today. You going to do it today. Because I'd be damned if I run this truck as you. These folks here just don't give a fuck. Oh, excuse my French, man. That slip. That's a Freudian slip. These folks here don't give a flying you know what. You know, ever since Trump got elected, people are driving on the roads crazy. He let out 1,500 uh, uh, inmates. Yeah, I'm saying it. Inmates. Not hostages. Inmates. Guys who broke the law. Even guys who tried to kill cops up at the Capitol. Yeah, I'm talking about it. Because he did try it. Because they did do it. Which indicate to me he was implicated in something he claimed he had nothing to do with. Why would you let those guys out? Because you was guilty as they were. That's why. Let's be honest. That's another whole story, which I ain't gonna talk about. But back to the thing about Michelle, man. See, Michelle had once represented in the 8 years of the White House that she was a persona of black excellence in black women, just so she could sit there and not be the public figure she once was, and not show up to a funeral that she could have very well been at anytime she wanted. She has handlers. Okay, she got money. She could have done that. She didn't. Now, and that's why people speculate about them possibly divorcing. I can fully understand why. I can fully understand why. You know, I know some people can't, but I do. I fully understand why people thought that, and I don't blame them because I thought the same thing. I'm thinking, I'm not saying that it's true. I hope not, for the sake of the Obamas, particularly Barack, because he has nothing but love for her. Well, he shows a public love for her. You know, but she showed him nothing but utter discontent and disrespect for the man. Yeah, she shows the exact opposite of what he is to her public, or how he feels to her public. And yet black women co-sign with her all day. That's the funny thing, and this is true, and this is what I know from dealing with for women from personal experience. It doesn't matter how wrong a woman can be to a guy, or how wrong she could be. Period. She could be wrong to her kids. She could be wrong to her husband. She could be wrong to her daddy. It don't matter. Women will co-sign with other women no matter what. I've seen it too many times. It's like you scratch your head and say, wait a minute. Now, if a guy did a woman wrong, you'd be expecting everybody to co-sign with you on how wrong he was if you're a guy. But why is it when a woman is wrong on a guy, they write it off? I mean, they literally write it off. They're like, really? I mean, they literally write it off. I was like, like, how you gonna write off something about somebody who was wrong for what they did, and you saw them wrong, and you're like, oh well, they had to blah 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 blah. You give them an immediate pass. Never understood that. You give somebody else an immediate pass for them being wrong, no matter how wrong they are. You know, I just don't get it. I just don't get it, folks. Yeah, say it happened too many times. Everybody else women gets passed for stuff that they do wrong all day. Michelle, well, you don't know if she's sick or not. Excuse me. It was reported by several media sources that Michelle Obama and scheduling conflicts. Direct quote. And she was on vacation in Hawaii. Yeah. I don't care if she was in freaking damn Timbuktu. And I really wouldn't have cared if she was in Timbuktu or not. You need to have your ass with your husband. I don't care what y'all going through. You know? And it really looks bad. It not only does it look bad on Barack Obama, it looks bad on black men, period. You know? It looks bad on black couples, period. Especially for a black couple who was once highly regarded in a lot of major social circles, man. Especially considering they were once part of the highest offices in the land. You know. But you could tell, and I told my wife last year when we were watching the DNC, she was in the DNC, okay. You could tell right away that she was sniffing herself. And I told her at me, I said, look at this woman. She come up there. because guys wouldn't agree with what she was telling her and Barack, and that's also slapping his face too. Trying to chastise grown men about who they need to vote for and why, and you need to do it. When talking about vote for Kamala Harris, you know, the cackling hen, and yeah, it just because he co-signed that with her, it was just shameful. You don't see white folks doing that with their white constituents. You know, it's just ridiculous. But they chastised us for it because we didn't want to vote for her. You know, a woman who was known for throwing folks under the bus and in jail willy nilly. Okay, wrong had people wrongly convicted for stuff they didn't do in some cases. This was Kamala Harris, and you want us to vote for her because of that? No, no, like she said, I'm not just going to do stuff that's just going to benefit only black people. No, you know, convenient while black. That's her. Nobody gonna vote for her because of that. Are you serious? It's crazy. But that was okay though. You know, we just like to cherry pick our battles based on who we trying to represent. And this is no different. This is no different. It's the same stuff every day. Same stuff, same stories every damn day. It's ridiculous. Just like this traffic out here. Ridiculous as hell. Look, these people, I swear, have no respect for folks on the road. They have no respect. They don't. They absolutely don't have no respect. It doesn't care how fast you drive. I could be going 75 out here on this beltway here. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to be riding behind you at least 73. Yeah, just because you're doing. But if you're doing 60, they try to run you over. In the same speed limit, 55. You know, people had no care to worry about driving behind others. And they don't care how they do it. This I gotta do it because this is what I want to do. I don't care. And they don't care how fast they're going in a lot of cases. And I see it every day. It's like that's be speed demon. I call it speed demon. Ever since the Mike Jackson speed demon, because that's how they drive, like a speed demon. I see them all over the place, man. That's another whole story. And they don't even seem to give a damn about it. Mhm. They want to drive as fast as they want, but if you go past them, they have to. If you don't drive faster than them, and you're in front of them and you're doing speed limit and going slightly faster, it ain't never fast enough. Either way, you can't win. That's another whole story. But you do what you're supposed to do on here for sake of caution and mindset to keep your mindset right and pay attention on what you do on the road. But uh, there's women like Michelle Obama, which is why a lot of black men never get married or don't ever stay married. I've had family members that didn't stay married because of women like her. They let marriage go to their head to a point I run the show. you know, yeah, it's okay for a man to sit there and make sure he has the house covered, protected, maintenance, and all of that stuff. That's okay. All that is good. All that's well, good, and intended, right? You can do that all day till the cows come home. All right, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that part, though. Yeah, it trips me out, man. Yeah, you can maintain doing it all day long. All right. Well, if you ask a woman to do one, two favors for you sometime, including the relationship that you have, why I gotta do it? It's just always something, man. It's just like Michelle didn't have the respect to be there with her man, and to me, that's appalling. Yeah, I'm still gonna say that. You should have showed up at the inaugural too. You know, just because. I know a lot of people have a disdain for Trump. I voted for Trump this year, and I have a disdain for him. You know, there was only two reasons I voted for him: immigration and crime. The crime initiatives he hadn't even started on yet. He's still doing his other stuff. You know, but those are only two reasons. Otherwise, I would have never voted for Trump. You know, but he's on the far left side of the right side, if you know what I mean. He's way on the right. But anyway, nevertheless, you know, her attitude stinks. She never cared about Barack. By her own admission, I couldn't stand the man for 10 years. If you couldn't stand the man for 10 years, you probably can't stand him now. And you said that since you've been married for 10 years in a marriage, you couldn't stand him. Wow. Really? She never specified why. If you're going to tell people that, you might as well go ahead and tell the whole story. Or maybe not. But just the fact that you said you couldn't stand for 10 years, I'm thinking maybe you didn't like him at all. Maybe you married him because of his influence, which is where this all comes down to. His influence is what got you where you at today, sister. And she knows it. Him being the role scholar he was is really what it was. As you live in a decent, in a pretty decent neighborhood in Chicago, my understanding, and all that. But just the fact that you sit there don't even have the same respect that you used to have when he was president. That's what I find completely appalling. It is. It's just totally appalling to me. And that in itself is where I lose total, utmost respect for you. I lost all respect for her on that. I don't have a lot of respect for Barack either, for other reasons. But for certain, I have less respect for you, Michelle. This man put you on the map. He literally put you on the map. He literally pours his heart out to you publicly. Now, outside that, I don't know, but publicly, he honors you. And publicly, you disrespect him. Yeah, I said it. Completely disrespect this guy. Completely disrespect this man. I don't know what that cute, but you know what? Train your mama. Just put like that. Anyway, I don't get it, man. I don't get it at all. But I'm gonna say this, Michelle, you have no class. You ghetto as I don't know what, and you think your booty hole don't stink. Excuse my friend. You think your butt don't stink. You think your butt smell like a bunch of roses just because you was married to Barack. And all of a sudden, I got my thing. I'm doing what I want to do. I ain't got to listen to him. I ain't got to do all that. I ain't got to be there. Yeah, you should have did that. You need to do all that, and definitely needed to be there, regardless of whether you wanted to be there or not. That's just total disrespect. I'm out.